Just wanted to ask you if you still want lettuce for the sandwiches. There's only two options, um, so right now I've ordered the hoagie rolls, the roast beef slices, the cheese slices, the pickles, and I have mustard. So I personally don't think we need lettuce, but just let me know if you still want it. Like I said, there's only two options. Okay, call me back. Love you. Bye.
Jaylo,
Yes.
I'm reading a book right now about the independent film movement from basically the early 80s until like the mid to late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Spike, Mike, Slackers, and Dykes.
Uh-huh.
And it's by, what's his name? John Pearson?
Uh-huh.
He helped get distribution deals for all these low-budget movies.
Okay.
For example, he got Spike Lee the distribution deal for She's Got, what's it called? She's Gotta Have It.
Yeah.
And Richard Linklater, who did Slacker, Michael Moore, Kevin Smith, just to name some of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
Right? But one of the things that it's got me thinking about is all these independent film studios pretty much are out of business now.
Oh, wow.
Now, there are some companies that have taken their place, but it feels in a lot of ways that we have seen the death of the independent film movement.
Huh.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I didn't know that this was really a movement. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Really?
Yeah.
It was all over the news in the 90s, babes. I remember, I think it was in February of 1997 when the Oscar nominations were announced. I think...
Oh. I gotta get this.
Oh my goodness.
Hello?
And we're back.
We are back.
We paused because Alana got a phone call and had to take care of some stuff.
Yep, but everything's taken care of and we are back.
Yes. As I was telling you, in 1997, when the Academy Awards were announced, I think 3 or 4 out of the 5 films nominated for Best Picture were technically considered independent films. And that's a loaded term because a lot of these movies were distributed by studios that were subsidiaries of bigger companies.
Yeah.
For example, everybody knows Miramax was part of Disney.
Yeah.
But also, I believe Gramercy was a subsidiary of Universal.
Uh-huh.
And I think that might have been the first year the Fox Searchlight was in the game. But these were considered more independent because oftentimes the filmmakers would shoot them and then sell them at Sundance.
Oh, well, I knew about the Sundance Film Festival, and I also knew about the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, and there are other ones that are prominent, but those are kind of like the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
And Cannes is more for international release. So if you want to get a distributor in another country, although sometimes it helps to get a U.S. distributor too.
Yeah.
And Sundance was a big one too. But I remember after the Oscar nominations were announced, there was all this talk about this is a sign that independent film is the big thing. And obviously with a movement like that, it had been building up for years with things like, Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
I heard about that one.
She's Gotta Have It.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, all that stuff, and many, many other movies.
Yeah.
And I, being around the age of 14 when this was all going on, and also being a huge film buff, had this fantasy that one day I would make a film and it would be shown at Sundance and I'd get like a huge deal.
Nice.
So I think, if I remember the numbers correctly, they made Swingers for $200,000 and sold it at Sundance that year in like 96 or 97 for $5 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there were other cases that were similar to that.
Yeah.
And obviously that never happened with me.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not even sure if Sundance is still going on.
I think it still is.
It might still be.
Yeah.
But the independent film movement is at an odd place right now.
You think it's because there's more? Well, I know that there are independent films that are streaming on, streaming sites, but
it's not the same.
No, I know it's not the same. For
a couple of different reasons, right? So theatrical releases help a movie get buzz. So when it comes out for home release, people, if they haven't seen it, they at least heard of the film. And so it's more of a word of mouth thing. But there's also what used to happen with independent films is you could sell the home video rights. So you could say like, okay, well, the studio's going to make, and I'm making up kind of numbers here, but if a studio's going to make 30,000 cassette tapes for the small film, if I'm selling it, I want $150,000. That's $5 per tape.
Yeah.
And that would help a lot of filmmakers make back their investment. But now with streaming, I've heard that some services like Netflix will give filmmakers like pennies for each stream. So the economics are not there anymore. Unless you're really, really cheap.
Right.
And there's value to that too.
Yeah.
Right. Like Kevin Smith did Clerks for $27,000. I believe Ed Burns did The Brothers McMullen for $25,000. And there's other cases of even smaller films.
Yeah.
So I have a really big sense of nostalgia and longing for that time in American cinema.
Yeah.
I know people say that the 70s was the golden age of cinema.
Yeah.
In my mind, and I'm also partial to this because this is when I was becoming a big movie fan, it's the 90s for a lot of different reasons.
I would agree. I mean, a lot of people would think back to their childhood and their youth when, what movies really impacted them as they were growing up. I totally understand that for sure.
And it's also because when they talk about the 70s, the filmmakers that they typically focus on are Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, George Lucas, and Francis Ford Coppola. And not taking anything away from those guys.
Right.
But they make very populist films.
Yeah.
And we need populist films. We need movies like The Godfather or Jurassic Park, even though that came out later.
Yes.
But we don't just need those types of movies.
Yeah.
And I feel like what happened with the 70s is those filmmakers ended up making the big blockbusters. Where with the 90s, Richard Linklater is still making films that get me to think about life. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. What do you think about all of this, what I've just said?
I don't know. I mean, I know that you're a lot more into that than I am. So I didn't even know there was a movement. I have heard about the Sundance Film Festival and the Cannes Film Festival and different other film festivals too. But I always wondered how independent films got to those festivals. I remember one time when actress Dakota Fanning was still young. I think she was like 12 years old. And there was a controversial movie she was in called Hound Dog. And that ended up at the Sundance Film Festival, I think it was. But it was controversial because she was involved in a rape scene in the movie.
Oh, wow.
And anytime there's a rape scene and there's a child involved, of course, it's going to turn people's heads, right?
Absolutely.
It's going to make people scratch their heads and go like, oh. But she was interviewed about it and she said, well, this isn't what you think. This scene was actually done very tastefully, but I'm thinking, how can a person do that kind of a scene tastefully? But maybe there is a way to do that. I don't know. But her movie ended up at the Sundance Film Festival. I don't know that it got to the theaters though.
I don't know. We might want to check that out sometime.
I don't want to.
I love independent films and art house movies, and I also love big budget films. So I don't want to sound like somebody who's just hating, but I think in our society right now the problem we have is it's just big budget movies, and people are always going to say, well, what about Netflix? What about HBO? What about this? What about that? But I'm talking about theatrical releases and films that get a fair amount of attention.
I don't think I want to see Hound Dog.
We don't have to. But I think it's really sad that it feels like there's not enough attention focused on independent movies anymore.
Wasn't there a movie? I know there was a movie by that Christina Ricci was in called Black Snake Moan.
I've heard that that's really good.
I think that was an independent one too.
Now that I cannot say for sure, but it had also had Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Does this sound like a book you would like to read?
I don't know. I'm not. I probably not.
Oh.
I'm not really into that world as much as you are. Not that it's that it would be a bad book, but it's just not my thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It was really interesting reading the Michael Moore stuff in the book. I mean, I'd obviously known that Roger and Me was his first movie, but I didn't know what went behind selling it to Warner Brothers. And that he specifically didn't want the movie to come out on or be sold to PBS. And that Universal was trying to bid for the movie at the same time. Apparently, Ralph Nader was against Roger and Me.
Oh, wow.
And I want to do more research into that because that seems a little bit strange considering his relationship with the automotive industry.
Huh. And who was this Roger guy again?
Roger was Roger Smith, who was a president of GM. You know the premise of Roger and Me, right?
Yeah, I think you told me that a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Yes. One of the things that Michael Moore said in his contract was that he wanted each screening of the film to have an open seat in case Roger Smith ever came in to watch it.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, I don't know if Smith ever talked publicly about his thoughts on Roger and Me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we should watch that movie sometime. That's really good.
Oh. When did that one come out?
1989.
Wow.
Yeah. We saw it in school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's really good. Bob Eubanks comes across as a racist in it. Or an anti-Semite, but it's still a fun movie.
Oh, you actually saw that in elementary school?
No, in high school.
You said it came out in 1989.
It did, but we watched it years later.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, in like 98.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But by then I was already a Michael Moore fan.
Because you had, because that was your film appreciation class, correct?
No, that was just a regular class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I took a lot of film classes in high school. But then other classes would just like have movies in them.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one day we watched Roger and Me there. Jaylo.
Okay.
I'm a big Michael Moore fan.
Yeah.
And I understand that he's doing documentaries and he's doing a narrative. So sometimes things get edited in a certain way. But I really dig his work. Having said that, it's hard for me to enjoy his podcast, Rumble, because it seems very depressing.
How come you like to watch depressing stuff?
Well, one, I listen to it.
Oh, listen to it, whatever. Whatever, watch, listen.
Well, and I just said it's hard for me to listen to it.
Okay, but why would you listen to it, though? I don't understand.
Because I'm a Michael Moore fan. I've been a fan of his stuff since the 90s. So, as I told you, by the time we watched Roger and Me, I was already into his work.
Yeah, I know that.
I became a fan of his through TV Nation in like 94.
Oh, wow.
Which was a show that aired on NBC for a couple of years. Then I think it went over to Fox for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Huh.
Yeah. You are partially a fan of his.
Not really.
Well, I know you're right wing, but you have told me that you like some of his movies.
I only watched Fahrenheit 9/11.
But you said that you liked it.
It was, I have to say, it thinking back on it, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But also very, yeah, it was like, wow, that's interesting. So, and then at the end of the movie, ironically, you heard the song "Keep on Rocking in the Free World." So it was just, yeah, I have to say. And the person I watched the movie with was also a Republican, but this is before I knew more about politics.
Mm-hmm.
And even he thought it was really funny. And I thought, yeah, this is definitely not making George W. Bush look very good. And
yes.
And I have to give credit where credit is due. As much as I don't like Michael Moore's politics, I have to say that this was a pretty funny documentary.
Very good. And one of his producers is related to the Bush family.
What did they say about the documentary? Did they think it was...
Okay, so here's a story that Michael Moore tells, and it's not about Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah.
It has to do with Roger and Me.
Yeah.
So they do the movie, and then life goes on. I don't think they had sold it yet, but George H.W. Bush gets elected president. So Michael Moore is watching the inauguration, and he's like, oh, that's my producer on TV. What's he doing next to George H.W. Bush?
Yeah.
Guy comes in the next day. Michael Moore says, hey, you were on TV right next to the new president. Guy's like, I know. I'm a part of the Bush family. I'm, like their nephew. I don't really want to talk about it too much. And so Michael Moore's saying, well, okay, you're doing the right thing with me. Like, I don't know, maybe a year later.
Yeah.
He calls up Michael Moore and says, we had a screening of Roger and Me at the White House.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, tell me more. Guy says, well, it was kind of hard to pay attention for everybody else because somebody was laughing throughout the movie. And I looked behind me, and it was my cousin George.
Wow.
George, who went on to become...
George W. Bush.
Yeah,
wow.
war criminal
and
George W. Bush.
And he was laughing during the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
That is really interesting. That must have been a funny documentary.
I really like Roger and Me. I actually don't think it's his best work, but it's worth seeing.
Okay.
And I have a copy of it.
Okay.
Because I'm a fan.
That is really... I think you might have told me that story about George laughing in the laughing while he was looking at the documentary.
If I recall right, that's written about in Michael Moore's book, Dude, Where's My Country? But he's also said it on various talk shows, throughout the years.
Oh, wow.
Okay, babes. I gave you a homework assignment.
Yeah.
And you know which one I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I said... Now, I'm actually going to give credit...
I actually did not look this up, by the way.
Okay.
And I still have to find something.
I'm going to give Trump a little bit of credit here. As you know, I'm not a Trump fan. But one thing he did do that I can really get behind is he made it safe for Republicans to badmouth George W. Bush. And I kind of think Democrats may need to relearn that lesson, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
You have always said, well, conservatives have a lot of issues with George W. Bush. And
yeah, they do now, but so unfortunately
But we have to say what the assignment was.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, that's true now, but outside of somebody like Ron Paul, I doubt you could find any evidence of a conservative Republican with some sort of platform who badmouthed George W. Bush while he was actually in the White House.
Okay. I did not look that one up, unfortunately, because and it doesn't mean that there is somebody that did that, or I'm sorry, that doesn't mean that they're that I'm right about that. But I have to look. But maybe you might be right that now people are realizing that the Bushes were an establishment family all along. So I don't know.
Yeah, but they weren't saying that at the time. At the time, the propaganda was you're either with us or against us.
But maybe, I mean, this doesn't mean that I'm not going to look this up, but I don't know. You might be right about it, except for Ron Paul saying that. So I don't know. But that's something that I need to look up too.
That's fair. At least you're willing to admit that you might be wrong on this one.
Yeah, I can admit when I'm wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't like what the Democrats are doing by trying to embrace Liz Cheney like she's their Lord and Savior.
Well, there are a lot of conservatives speaking out about Liz Cheney being one of those Republicans that will help the Democrats, or at least that's why that's part of the reason why they don't like her. And you kind of have to wonder, because she got her chair was taken away. For good reason.
Well, give her a boss stool.
No, because she used to be the chairman of the Republican Party.
Okay.
She used to be the chairperson, and her chair was taken. And most Wyomings. How do you say that?
I don't know. Like my best friend lives in Wyoming, so I should know this.
I think the majority of people in Wyoming are really hating on Liz Cheney and their her opponent, Harriet Hageman, is a lot. I don't know when their primary is. I don't remember if they have their primary yet, but she has been up several points more than Liz Cheney because they really don't like her.
Let me say a couple of things.
Yeah.
I wish. Now, as much as I hate Liz Cheney.
You say hate a lot.
Well, her father helped kill 1 million people.
We're not talking about her father, but...
Yeah, but she hasn't denounced him.
Oh.
She hasn't denounced him.
The right way.
She's been seen with him in public, like this year.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not talking about him, Bubs. We're talking about her.
Right, but she's part of that whole thing, right? If my dad killed 1 million people, I wouldn't be seen out with him in public.
I would be very careful about that, yeah.
Yeah. So as much as I hate Liz Cheney, and I'm glad that she's doing bad in the primaries, no Republicans were speaking out against her before she did the January 6th stuff and said that Trump was wrong for that. And to me, it's like, I'm glad you're right on this one issue, but that does not make you a good person. Just because you called her right once in your career, you're still the daughter of a war criminal, and you still haven't denounced your dad. And you still you're against gay marriage. You're against abortion
Well, that's
rights.
really interesting because her sister, Mary Cheney, is a lesbian.
I know. And I know. And Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney are against gay marriage.
Are they?
Yes.
Really?
They're evil people. I don't know about now. Actually, Dick Cheney might have changed his tune, but when he was vice president, he was against gay marriage, and openly. And his daughter was openly gay at the time.
I mean, that would make sense if they didn't have anybody in their family that was.
Yeah.
But because they do, to me, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, and it's a special...
Well, it's one thing if they didn't before that, but I don't know, like, because they were open about it, it wasn't like it was private or anything. It's one thing if it's private and they were still like not supporting it, but since she made it public, I don't know.
Yeah, it was all over the news in like 2004 that she was out of the closet and Dick Cheney was against gay marriage. And to me...
Are we going to go down here?
It's a special kind of evil to not want your own daughter to have rights, but also you're in a position to where you could help her out, and you're choosing not to. That's so wrong to me.
Okay. I think we could go down in the weeds with this, but I really don't want to.
I know. We always talk about Dick Cheney.
We always talk about the Cheneys and how evil they are, and
I know we do
all that. Yeah, and who talks about it more? You do.
I'm obsessed with the Cheneys.
You have to stop it, Bubs.
But you know what? But they also turned me against the Democratic Party, because there's that video from earlier this year of Nancy Pelosi and a whole bunch of Democratic congressmen lining up to shake Dick Cheney's hand.
Oh.
Which I was disgusted by. But anyways. So let's talk about Trump, but not in the way you think we're going to. Because instead of bad-mouthing Trump...
Yeah, because you like to do that all the time.
Well, let's mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
I have major problems with this man, as you know.
I know you do.
Right? But I also have major problems with Joe Biden.
Of course, we both do. Actually, we can really agree on this.
Actually, before we talk, we're going to circle around to Trump, but let's first talk about somebody in the Democratic Party who is a little bit of a hero, and you will probably actually agree with this. A man named Andy Bashir.
And by the way, I've not heard this story. You're the only one who told me about it.
They talked about it on Breaking Points the other day. And I think they might have mentioned it on Democracy Now!
Because I've never heard this at all, actually. Where did they get that story from?
Well, Breaking Points was quoting CNN.
Oh, they got it from CNN.
Well, but here's the thing. It's CNN saying it, who is like in the pocket of the establishment Democratic Party. It's probably true. Like, most times you could discredit CNN, but considering that they're saying this about Democrats and they're reading the leaked emails, that makes it a little bit more credible in my mind. Okay. So let me say what I'm talking about. Andy Bashir is the governor, right, of a state in the South. Is it Louisiana?
Andy Bashir is from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay. So Roe v. Wade happens in the 1970s. And then like a few weeks ago, it's overturned by the Supreme Court, who now say that they want to go after gay rights. And
no, they don't.
Yes, they do. Clarence Thomas said that.
No, I've looked it up. Another I have to actually look at. I actually have to find his opinion where he said it, but I don't want to go down the weeds because we're going to talk about this. Okay,
we're going to talk about this. We'll save gay rights for another time. Because after gay rights get overturned.
Well, let me just say this, okay? He never said anything about overturning anybody's rights. It was just to look at it because abortion was never a constitutional right. And he wanted to look at the, I think it's called substantive due process of those supposed rights. So it wasn't like he said, let's overturn them, but he basically said, why don't we revisit it? And revisiting something doesn't necessarily mean that anyone's, anything was going to be taken away from
It's doublespeak.
No, it's not doublespeak.
Because why would you revisit it unless you're planning?
Okay, all I'm going to end with this part is say that the only reason why all these people are hurling racial slurs at this guy is because they're expecting him as a black man to think as a Democrat, and he's not a liberal Democrat.
Hold on. Who's hurling racial slurs?
Samuel L. Jackson was. Samuel L. Jackson hurled some racial stuff at him.
Okay. I did not hear that, but that doesn't mean it's not true, though.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I didn't hear.
Oh, yeah. Samuel L. Jackson is one of several people. Like, he called him Uncle Clarence.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. So, if you, I understand Samuel L. Jackson is an actor, but you cannot excuse that. There have been other people that have been threatening his life. There have been other people that have been making fun of him because he married a white woman. So that's not right. Oh. And it's all because the Democrats want him to think like a liberal Democrat, but he's a conservative black man, and that's why they are freaking out because they think that that things are going to be taken away just because Roe v. Wade was turned back to the states.
But he's saying he wants to take this stuff away.
No, he didn't. No, he never did.
You don't.
And I think that if you're going to make a statement like that, you should really look into his opinion.
Right, but you don't say, well, let's revisit gay marriage
That doesn't mean
just because.
That doesn't mean that anything is going to be taken away. That doesn't mean that.
Well, in your defense, if he does take it away, what'll probably happen is Joe Biden will appoint somebody from the Westboro Baptist Church to defend gay marriage.
I think anyone in their right mind would think that the Westboro Baptist Church should be shut down because that is a fringe movement, and I wouldn't even consider that a church.
I actually agree with you, but it's possible that Joe Biden would see them as a
and there's a lot of people,
gay people, considering his mindset.
And there are a lot of people, I would even think on the left that think that the Westboro Baptist Church has gone too far.
You would even think on the left? Okay, I would give you this. Conservatives, for the most part, have been against them too and have denounced them as conservative radicals, but the left never liked them.
No. I'm saying that the left would think that they were not good people.
Yeah.
And conservatives for sure think they're not good people.
Yeah. Joe Biden probably loves them though. So let's get back.
Okay, well, we're getting off of the.
Let's get back to Andy Bashir and why I feel so confident about my Westboro Baptist Church and
oh my goodness.
Biden comments. So Andy Bashir is from Kentucky.
Yes.
He's a Democrat. And he's not exactly like a Bernie Sanders liberal, right? From what I can tell, he is like one of the boys. He's in the club, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the decision on Roe v. Wade comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Court is overturning it, right? But we had known that this is coming for a minute. It ain't like this was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I think the day of or the day before, Joe Biden emails him and says, and I forgot the man's name, I want to appoint this judge to the state Supreme Court of Kentucky, and he is a pro-life judge, and I'm doing this as a favor to Mitch McConnell. Andy Bashir releases these emails to the press, which thank God he did. Mm. And now people who are on Joe Biden's team are starting to turn on him.
Well, they've been turning on him for a while.
No. But what I'm trying to say is people connected to him. So like big celebrities, not like people like me who are like lefty and only voted for him because I liked him.
No. I mean, what I mean is even before then, there are celebrities that have already been turning against him for other reasons.
Yeah, but there was like more reporting. So this is hearsay, but apparently Deborah Messing, who was on that show Will and Grace.
Yeah,
I guess he's like
the 90s show, yeah.
An anti-Bernie Sanders Democrat. Was on some phone call with him and just started like yelling at him like, you're not going to do anything about abortion rights. And other celebrities apparently have done the same thing. And now that these emails have come out, it looks really bad for Biden. And we're going to circle around to Trump. And I'm about to say something good about Trump.
Oh, good. That's the first out of very few times that you would ever.
I've said good things about him before.
Not really.
Yes, I have.
I've said more good things about him.
Well, of course. Okay. But I've said some good things about him.
Okay.
And it pains me to say this, babes. Lord, I do not want to say this.
Yeah, right.
But I've been thinking about it, babes.
Okay.
I think, okay, so this is going to sound like a diss, but you got to stick with me for a minute.
All right.
I think that Trump's policies are horrible for America. They only serve him and the large donors, and everybody else gets screwed over.
Oh, and they serve me too.
Okay, I don't know how.
I guess I'm a large donor.
Oh.
I'm not.
How do they serve you? Okay, all right.
I mean, as a Trump supporter, it served me. But anyway,
I think that he is dangerous for this. Babes, I'm going to start. Do you want me to start poking you when you're making your points?
No. Okay, I'm sorry. Take out too much.
Okay, I'm going to start poking you when you start making points. Okay. Don't get triggered. I'm going to say something good, but it's going to take a minute.
I'm not twiggling.
Okay. He is a danger to this country, and he is a threat to our democracy.
Because he's against the Democrats. Go on.
No.
Because he doesn't back them up.
Do you want me to?
Yes, I do.
Do you want me to say?
Okay.
All right. And I think that he is a racist. Can I get my point across?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll be laughing the whole time.
And I'm scared what he would do with the second term in office.
Go on.
My goodness. Now, having said all that, well, let me also say this. I really want Cory Bush to challenge Joe Biden in 2024 in the Democratic primaries. And if she challenges him, I would register as a Democrat just to vote for her in the primaries.
Well, why wouldn't you be able to vote as an independent?
I don't. Well, that might be the case in Oregon, but in some states there are laws that saying that you can only vote in the primaries if you're registered to that party.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You couldn't vote as an independent?
I'm not sure if that's the case in Oregon. It varies from state to state because there's no national election laws.
Okay.
So I'd actually have to look into the local laws here.
Yeah.
But if I had to, I'd register as a Democrat to vote for Cory Bush because I think that she would make a great president.
Okay. We already know.
All right.
Get on with it.
But if it's Joe Biden versus Trump, while, don't get triggered, Trump's policies are racist.
You already said that.
I'm repeating myself, babes, because I'm out to make a good point.
No, you're not making a good point.
Hold on. Let me talk. All you're doing is prolonging this.
Okay.
All right. While I think that Trump's policies are racist and a threat to our democracy and our planet and very classist, if it comes down to Joe Biden versus Trump, I'm going to vote for Trump. Because Trump has a very dangerous agenda.
Dangerous.
But Joe Biden's agenda is just, I'm friends with Mitch McConnell. So let's try to compromise with the Republicans and do nothing for the people.
I think what makes Joe Biden's agenda a lot more dangerous than Trump could ever do is that it's not Joe Biden who's in charge of it. It's Obama. Obama is running the show.
Well, there is some truth to that.
Obama's running the show. We're already finding out that this is just a continuation of Obama's administration. It's just not an administration. It's more like a regime. And I think the only reason why the Democrats think that Trump is dangerous is because he's no longer a Democrat anymore. And he's not backing them up anymore because he's tired of their policies.
Okay, there's a little bit of truth to what you said about Obama running the show. Is he doing it like he did when he was president? No. But does he have a huge say in what goes on in the White House? Absolutely.
Oh, I believe that he's working behind the scenes with the people on his team. But
yeah, he definitely is.
I wonder though, because now there are people that are leaving for the hills that are in the White House. It's kind of like the rats are jumping ship.
Yeah, they are.
And they're jumping ship at a very alarming rate. I mean, now you pointed out, that, Joe Biden now has a 71%, rating of, people that was it the Democrats that were?
I think it was, if I remember right, and I listened to this like a week or two ago, it was like a 71% disapproval rating amongst Democratic voters.
Oh, it's like, I mean, it is.
But let me also state this: polls can be manipulated, and I don't know the validity of this particular poll.
I believe it. I mean,
I believe it too, but I just wanted to make that clear.
But even leftist media, as much as I don't like them anymore, because I used to listen to that stuff, even they had to admit that he does have a disapproval rating that is tanking daily. And not only that, I gotta tell you what was leaked off of Hunter Biden's laptop that is really, really strange.
Okay, but first.
I know that I'm getting on the...
Yeah. Well, let me just say, the leftist media that I pay attention to has never really supported Joe Biden. Like, there have been people who said on the outlets I like, vote for Biden over Trump because of democracy. But nobody... It's not like TYT has been like, Biden is the next FDR or anything like that.
That's funny.
Like, they've never said that.
Okay.
And I find it very odd when I have friends who say that he's our new FDR.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because, yes, FDR was a Democrat, but I think he was more in tune to what?
It's like the way you say, yeah, he was a Democrat. Why?
No. Wait. You didn't even listen to what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Yes, FDR was a Democrat, but what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted is that he seemed a lot more in tune to
the moment.
Yes. Yeah. When he was in office and he didn't have to depend on his administration for everything.
Yeah, and like Biden is so bad, again, I might vote for Trump.
Well, even, and then I'm thinking about all the Democratic presidents before, the Democratic presidents in the past, like John F. Kennedy, right? John F. Kennedy, he came from a very, very interesting but also scandalous family. Because, there were some scandals that happened. But he you know that famous quote, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country?
You kind of butchered it, but I get it.
What did I say?
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
I just said that.
I know. No, go ahead.
Okay, Bubs. Okay, you know what? You deserve this.
You deserve this.
Don't play Change Your Well podcast wig.
Give me a kiss.
Why?
There's no truth.
You copied what I said.
There's no truth if you don't.
Okay, can we move on so we can talk about the Blues Fest?
We will talk about it soon. I just want to reiterate, if Biden had more of a policy than just that he's not Trump and he's friends with Mitch McConnell, then I might vote for him in 2024. But he doesn't, so I'll probably hold my nose and vote for Trump.
Well, there are a lot more people in the Republican Party that really don't like Mitch McConnell and have.
Well, and here's a couple more things about Biden real quick, and then we are going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying this on Breaking Point, so it's not really an original take from Rick.
Yeah.
But they were saying that it kind of shows how upset the Democratic Party was with Joe Biden internally, that Andy Beshear could feel comfortable releasing these emails.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not getting a lot of backlash from them.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really interesting point. And I'll say something too. As you know, I have a lot of liberal friends.
Yeah.
And
that goes without saying.
Right. It's really been within the last couple of weeks, since the whole seeing his reaction to Roe v. Wade come down, that I thought to myself, I might really consider voting for Trump next time, despite many misgivings. So I'm on the phone with a friend of mine on Wednesday, who's super lib and, all that stuff. Yeah. And we started talking about Roe v. Wade because he asked me, how are you and Alana handling it? I said, I perform home abortion, so it's no big deal. But the other thing I said was, is I laid it out for him. Yeah. I talked about Liz Cheney. Yeah. I talked about Joe Biden's reaction to all this. And I said, if a liberal runs against Trump, I'll vote for the liberal. But if it's Joe Biden, I'm going to vote for Trump over Biden. And I didn't get pushback.
Wow.
I didn't get pushback from one of my pretty liberal friends about that. He's just like, yeah, you make some good points.
Uh-huh. Wow.
But it wasn't like you make some good points, but
blah, blah, blah.
It was just like, you make some good points.
Yeah.
So that tells me that things are shifting for Biden. And again,
shifting in a horrible way for him.
Yeah. And again, I hope that the Democrats choose somebody that I can vote for. Because I don't want to vote for Trump.
I doubt that they will, and I'll tell you why. And I'm also going to conclude with what I think about the Andy Beshear thing.
Go ahead.
Because I didn't hear about it until you told me. But I'll tell you why I think it is shifting, because the Democrat Party is really, really crumbling at the seams.
It is.
Very, very much, because a lot of Democrats have either been lifelong Democrats or ones that have considered themselves Democrat but never voted, they're now shifting and leaving the party. And some of them who are Democrats are actually thinking, wait a minute, there's something wrong here with Joe Biden's policies. And there's also, the radical ones don't really want what the people want. And I think there's going to be a big shift here.
I would make the argument that the people in power don't want what the people want.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. But, there are good Democrats out there who are fighting for the people, but they're not the ones who are in positions of power. It's Kamala Harris. It's Pete Buttigieg, who is really screwing up with transportation right now.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing...
And it's Joe Biden.
What I thought was interesting...
And Nancy Pelosi.
Yes, I know.
Go ahead.
But the one thing that I thought was really interesting as to why Pete Buttigieg became the director of transportation, I think there was one interview where he said that, I've been on trains a lot, or I've taken trains. And I'm like, that doesn't really qualify you to be the director of transportation. And I honestly think that the reason why Joe Biden even voted him in is because of his sexual orientation.
No, that's actually, no.
Part of it.
No, I'll tell you what it was. And they talked about this on left-wing media. Okay. And I love Bernie, but you kind of maybe blame Bernie for this, maybe not. So check this out. Bernie is running in the primaries in 2020, and he wins the first 4 primaries. Mm-hmm. Then they go to North Carolina, and Joe Biden wins. Mm-hmm. And that a lot of that is James Clyburn's fault for endorsing him.
I don't like James Clyburn either.
Well, after seeing how he endorsed Joe Biden, I don't like him either. Yeah. But that's a story for another time. So they see that the only one who has won a state besides Bernie is Joe Biden. Now, the rumor is, can I confirm this? No, but I've heard this on a lot of lefty outlets, is that the next day after Joe Biden won that primary, Obama got on the phone with people like Amy Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg and said, if you drop out now so we can get a consensus behind Joe Biden to stop Bernie before Super Tuesday, we will guarantee you a spot in the new administration.
Yeah, but you would admit a large part of it was because he was gay, right?
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I think so. I mean, think about this, though. The reason why Joe Biden wanted to, picked Ketanji Brown Jackson as his nominee for new Supreme Court justice is because she was a black woman, and he said it.
He did say that, and that was very cringeworthy.
It was.
I don't like that he said that.
But I honestly think...
Well, hold on. I don't like that he said that, but if you look at her qualifications... She's a great person for that position.
Really? Well, yeah. She's the one that supported she let this pedophile get off. So, I mean, that's...
Now, what I heard, babes, was that there were state laws that had to do with mandatory minimum sentencing and whatnot that kind of constricted what she could do in that particular situation.
Okay, so why was the Supreme Court not allowed to see her records if that was actually true?
I don't know about that.
Because if that was true, then why did Dick Durbin refuse to release her records? Because if, in fact, she did not support this pedophile, then why couldn't Dick Durbin release it? And especially since she doesn't know what a woman is, so I don't know why. I don't know why she.
I could make the argument that why did Lindsey Graham vote for her for the state Supreme Court if she was such a bad pick?
Well, Lindsey Graham is an establishment Republican, so I wouldn't really hold anything. I wouldn't really. That wouldn't surprise me.
Look,
because
it's not a good look the way that Joe Biden framed her nomination. I will grant you that. I can't defend that. But You got to remember, Ketanji Brown Jackson has also had experience as a public defender. People want to make it out like, oh, it's great we got a black woman on the court. That's nice, but to me, a bigger thing is she knows what it's like defending people. I think that's a huge asset.
Yeah, but she's also a leftist activist.
Yeah,
and I really think you should look into the pedophile thing because something really, really sounds fishy about it.
I like leftist activists.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that they'll have good policy either.
I like that there's concerns that maybe it's to call George W. Bush a war criminal. That.
But I want to end this political segment here by saying that even though I don't like Andy Bashir's politics,
yes,
and even though I don't know about the pro-life justice or whatever, the pro-life judge or whatever it was that Joe Biden was trying to appoint, I think that since there is a problem with Joe Biden, I am glad that these emails were released, and it'll probably start coming out in the wash more and more. I think. And
he was already doing bad before this, but his piss poor response to Roe v. Wade is just yet another proof that it's time to up the Alzheimer's medication and leave office.
Okay. Yeah, I think Jill needs to give him some warm milk and put him down for a nap.
And Mayor Pete did not get that job because he was gay.
I think he did. I
don't think so.
No, I think that in the spirit of being more inclusive inclusive, I think that Joe Biden was attempting to make his regime a little bit more diverse.
No, because
I think he did.
If that was the case, why wouldn't he choose like a gay black man or a lesbian black woman?
Well, I mean,
it was all about diversity.
He chose Pete Buttigieg. I mean, really, why else would he pick him?
I'm telling you, I think it had to do with Obama getting Mayor Pete to drop out of the race, and that was his consolation prize.
I'm very suspicious about that. But anyway, I think we should talk about something else because there are more interesting things to talk about.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Jaylo.
Yes.
Last week, on Friday, was the start of the Blues Fest.
Yeah.
And obviously I knew it was coming up because I got tickets for it back in March.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that it had been so kind of shady the last couple of years.
Yes.
Between the cancellation in 2020.
Yeah.
The way they chose to do things in 2021, which I understand because of COVID.
I thought it was I really wanted to go, but I thought it was insane that we would have to be in pods.
Yeah. In my mind, it's either have it or don't have it, but don't do it the way you did. But everybody's got to make a living, so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really feeling as excited about the Blues Festival as I do in previous years because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, might get canceled at the last minute. Yeah. You never know, all that stuff.
I was a little bit worried too, actually.
Yeah. Last week, I start feeling kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
And then Friday comes around. I go to it, see the first performance. Then I go to see Lo Steele, LaRhonda Steele's daughter and her band, on the Crossroads stage. And it's the second show of the weekends. Mm-hmm. And it's going good, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm not used to being out this long. Maybe I should go home. And then I start thinking, I'm not one of my friends who comes up from Eugene. Why don't I go to the next show and see how I feel after that?
Yeah.
And that person was, hold on to this. Hold on, because I'm going to check my phone.
Okay.
Hold on.
Is somebody calling you?
No, I'm going to check because I have the artist written down. Hold it up here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hold on. After Lo Steele. Hold on.
Unfortunately, I did not get to hear her because
you were invited.
No, she was on a different stage and it wasn't broadcasted.
Oh my goodness. July 1st. I saw the Bottleneck Blues Band.
I did hear them. They were very good.
And in the middle of their set, I realized, yes, I'm back here.
Yeah.
I'm in it, baby. I stayed the rest of the day. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Great experience. My feet were hurting, though, after that. Because it was the first time I had spent, 10 hours dancing since the last blues festival back in 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. Go home, and I decide that I'm only going to go to 3 shows the next day.
Yeah, and I thought that was a good idea because I said, you don't want to overexert yourself if your feet are hurting that much.
Yeah. But I went back on Saturday. I saw Sun Little.
It was very good.
Yeah, some lady named Duana Greenleaf.
Was that before him?
That was after him.
That was after him? Okay.
Yeah. Lady A, the real Lady A.
She was so good. I listened to the entire set.
Yeah. And I was on KBOO that day.
You were?
Yeah, so let me tell you, at the end of her set, here's what happened. So I go there thinking I'm about to see Lady Antebellum. And I was a little upset when Lady A came on. But then I realized I could learn about...
Oh, Bubs.
Hold on, let me tell you what happened, babes. I could teach myself a little bit about cultural appropriation by reading my biography on Lady Antebellum. So I pulled it out, and I'm in the middle of the dance floor, and I'm trying to read, but the music is really loud. So at one point, you can hear me, and I yell, hey, could you keep it down up here? Some of us are trying to read.
Bubs.
That was a joke.
That was a bad joke.
Uh-oh.
And I almost fell for it the first time you told me.
Because I came home and I said, did you hear me doing the Lady A set near the ends?
I said no. Oh, it was good. It was probably the best set that I've heard during the day while I was here at home.
After that, I went to see the War and the War and Treaty. Hold on.
The War and Treaty?
Let me grab this so I can check it.
Okay.
Make sure I got it right. Don't cover it.
Oh, I'm not.
Is it the War and the Treaty? Hold on. And I had heard their music before.
War and the Treaty, I think?
No. Let me see. Oh, okay. The War and Treaty.
The War and Treaty?
Yeah.
And they were a husband and wife duo, right?
They were.
Okay.
I left. My feet are hurting. And I think to myself, how the hell am I going to make it through tomorrow?
You're not.
Because I got my little Jaylo coming. And then we're going to go to the Blues Festival after she's done coming. But that was a joke.
That was bad.
That's a dad joke.
No, it wasn't a dad joke. It was a wicked joke.
That was a dad joke.
Okay, whatever.
You were nice enough to buy us Melilanos.
Yeah.
But I was ignorant enough to tell you to leave them at home because they were searching bags. So, okay, when I went there on Friday, they didn't even ask to look in my bag. But when I came back on Saturday, they're like, can we see what's, going on in there? And then I just opened it and I didn't think about it. We go there Sunday morning and we find out that you need to open the bag.
Yeah, because we're not allowed to open our bag, which is really weird. I'm like, I'm thinking, am I supposed to hold my bag open and they look in it? And it was very, very awkward, actually.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking to myself, well, that means that somebody could easily sneak a gun in here like that Robert Creepo dude.
Robert Primo Jr.
I thought it was Creepo.
Primo.
Okay.
Robert Primo Jr., who was an aspiring rapper. We don't talk about that guy.
We'll get to that jerk off in a little while.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we could have snuck more than just the cookies in there.
The Milanos, yeah. We could have. Well, I didn't want to bring candy in there because I was afraid it was going to melt.
Yeah, but next year we might even be able to go to Chipotle beforehand and get some burritos.
That big a meal?
Yeah, why not?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
We go in.
Yeah.
We see Ty Curtis.
Mm-hmm. It was an amazing set.
Yeah.
Very good. He was not disappointing.
Then we walked to the main stage and saw Hill Stomp.
Oh, Hill Stomp was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it because they had like a kind of a Mississippi blues type of a feel. And they were really entertaining, and they were only a 2-man band.
I don't like that stage, though, because it has a slope.
I don't like it either.
And there's a lot of rocks there that are beneath your feet.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I asked you, I said, well, how is a person in a wheelchair supposed to navigate through all that?
So the night before, when I was leaving after seeing the war in Treaty, I walked up the slope and there was like one or two people in a wheelchair. Actually, I think it was just one guy. And they were near the top of the slope. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And then after Hill Stomp, so we went to see LaRonda Steele.
That was great.
They're always, I mean, this is the second time I've seen her and her family. Did not disappoint. Everybody was on top of their game. It was awesome. And then we took a break.
Yeah, my only, and it's not even a complaint.
Yeah.
If I had a wish about their set list, I wish Lo Steele would have done that song Insecurities, because that's a really cool song that she does.
Yeah.
And I was playing that for you earlier when we were at my place.
That was a good song.
Yes, earlier that day.
And then the other one is what is it? You don't have to. I think it was like Give Yourself Grace or something.
Yeah, that one's good too.
That was a good song. I can't believe she mentions The Office. We could talk about that too.
I am one of those people, babes.
Yeah.
I've tried to watch 2 episodes of The Office.
Oh, same here.
And I just don't get it. Now, somebody could say, but Rick, that's 2 episodes. You got to give it some more than that. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have heard so many people talk about this episode. I think it's either called Diversity Training or Diversity Day. And people said, I had one ex-girlfriend who told me that she stood up and applauded after watching this episode.
Oh, you mean, is that episode season 2, episode 3?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about what I've seen.
Okay.
So an ex-girlfriend, white lady, told me that she got up and applauded after watching that episode. And I'm thinking, okay, you're white, but if it's that good, maybe I'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
And I can look past the color of your skin this time.
Oh my goodness.
So I watched the pilot episode and I'm like, nah, it ain't Rick's thing. But then I'm like, okay, I got to give this diversity thing a chance. This diversity training or diversity day or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Yeah.
This was like 8 years ago. Okay. Watched this episode. And I think maybe I giggled or slightly smiled once or twice during it.
But it wasn't that funny.
It wasn't like laugh out loud funny though. So
yeah.
Yes, it's only 2 episodes, but one of them apparently is considered like an iconic episode of the show.
Okay, I've watched more than one episode with friends in the past, and I still didn't think it was that funny. As I've said, I do love Seinfeld and Frasier, but one of the shows that, of course, is one of my favorites is Friends, and I honestly think that even though you haven't watched a lot of Friends,
I've seen a fair amount of it.
Yeah, but you've only seen the first season. It's not a fair amount of it. I honestly think Friends is much more funnier than The Office.
Listen, to me, Friends is very cookie cutter.
You haven't seen that freak?
Hold on. A product of its time. But I would have to agree with you. I don't get why so many intelligent people say that they like The Office.
I just think it's I know some people talk about deadpan comedy, and I'm not sure exactly what deadpan is. Do you know what that means? I
think what you're referring to is dry humor.
I think it's just too dry.
I like dry humor.
I mean, not dry, but it's like, it doesn't, to me, there has to be something about it that would actually make me laugh. And I didn't see any of that.
Look,
I don't think Michael is funny. I don't think Angela's one of the coworkers. I don't think she's funny or any of them.
I like dry humor. To me, it's just not that funny. What can I say?
No, it isn't.
But anyways, so it was mentioned in a song at the Blues Fest.
Yeah.
And that's what we were referencing.
Yeah.
In the Lo Steele song, Grace or whatever it's called.
I think it might be Give Yourself Grace.
Give Yourself Grace. Yeah.
But yeah, their set was really good. Very good. Never disappointed. We never were disappointed. It was awesome. I mean, they really knew how to engage the crowd.
They did.
And then we took a break, and what I did was I brought a towel.
I had suggested that.
And I should have brought a bigger one, but I did bring a towel.
It was very small.
And my poor Wick, his feet were hurting.
Oh, yes. But now, hold on to this.
Yes?
Okay. Don't cover that. And
I
then,
have to say before you go on to the next person.
yeah.
He was hurting, and he made a statement. He said, "You know that you've been in a relationship for a long time when you ask your girlfriend to massage your feet in front of everybody."
I think that was just slightly later in the day, but yes, that did happen.
That was during that time.
No, it was a little bit later.
It was a little bit later, but we were kind of sitting down and resting for a bit. I think the next band we saw was Big Monty.
You are correct. And he thought
was good.
He was good.
Big Monty, yeah.
I think I've seen Big Monty at the Blues Fest before.
Is he? Do you remember if he's from the South?
I don't know.
Okay, but he was excellent. The band was really good, and very good.
But then we got up and danced on the towel during the Ada Victoria set.
It's Adia, actually.
Adia.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this artist was more a little bit more unique than all the other artists that we heard, because hers kind of sounded like Southern rock meets punk meets blues, but I think it had like a little bit of a darkness to it, and it was slightly rebellious.
It was.
Slightly rebellious, but not like overwhelmingly like I hate everything about this country type of stuff. Or I hate Christians or something.
Well, no, I'm surprised you like it, because she did say a few things that sounded like they could be slightly disparaging against the church.
Oh, no. I didn't like that part of it.
Okay.
But I liked her style somewhat. And I understood why maybe she may have felt a little bit different, because of I don't know how she is as a person. I'm not going to say, but I did not like there were disparaging things about it, but it wasn't so like overwhelming, like I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
I can't listen anymore.
And like, even though I'm a Christian, I understand that not everybody is.
No, you're not.
And they have their, what?
No, you're not. You lie.
Oh, do I?
You have to tell the truth, Bubs.
But I can respect that other people have, had falling outs with the church. Because, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I realize
you're not.
Life isn't what?
No, you're not. Now you're just joking, Bubs.
Goodness.
No, you're not.
Oh my goodness, well, I love you.
But I had to give her props. I mean, she came all the way from Tennessee, because she used to live in South Carolina.
Yeah.
I do think she has talent. The darker part of her style wasn't really my thing, but I kind of like the Southern rock blues aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things that I liked about it, and there are things that I didn't really like about it. But other than that, she was really it was a really good set.
Yeah, it was.
And then the next set, that was the one with the blues / Latin feel to it. But we were on the other side, where the smaller stage was.
That was Toby Torres and Claudia Lanier, I believe.
That was good.
That was good. The only problem is because we were a distance and everybody was talking, it was a little bit difficult to hear.
Yeah, but we heard what we could hear.
Yeah.
And I don't think we danced to that one.
No. And I love Blues Fest, but the only thing is sometimes people can get a little bit too close.
Yeah.
In proximity to you.
Yeah.
So like at one point somebody's sitting like right next to my backpack.
Yeah.
At another point there's room, but somebody's sitting like just like a half an inch off of where the towel was.
I know. It was like really close, really crowded. It's almost like they were like literally in your face.
Yeah, but you kind of got to accept that that's part of Blues Fest too.
Yeah. And then the next band, I think that was after that, was Ron Artis Jr.
Yep, and The Truth.
That was a really good set.
I think Ken Body introduced them.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And towards the end of the set, I think it was the last song, he had his little girl come up and sing with him because he said that he was having problems with his voice.
Oh.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was really cute.
Aww.
And you know, I thought it was really cute. I liked how they broke out into straight out, you know, blues.
Yes.
It was so good. I thought it was really cool that he was from Hawaii too, originally.
That was cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, a blues person from Hawaii. You don't see that a lot.
Yes. So Jaylo.
Yes.
In the 1970s.
Yeah.
Late 70s.
Yep.
My grandparents, who were Baha'i missionaries,
Yeah.
moved to Eugene when the movie Animal House was being shot.
Yep, and I heard so much about that one. Yep.
You haven't seen Animal House.
I have not, but wasn't it? I think it was filmed at the was it the U of O?
I believe so.
Yeah.
We will watch it at some point. Not this weekend.
Did you like it?
I did.
Okay. Is it about like a college life?
Yes, in the 1960s.
Okay.
Was
it filmed in the 60s?
No, but it's based in the early 60s.
Okay.
Okay. So John Belushi is in the movie. And this is going to come back to the next act that we saw at the Blues Fest.
Yeah.
And he goes to see Curtis Salgado perform. And Curtis Salgado is a musician from the Eugene area.
Yep.
Now, legend has it that John Belushi borrowed very liberally from Curtis Salgado's stage act to develop the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
And if memory serves correctly, he even gave Curtis credit in the liner notes for the first Blues Brothers album for coming up with the concept. And we saw Curtis Salgado after Ron Ortiz Jr., or we heard him from the other states, but I've seen him live multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
That was good.
Yes.
Yeah. So we saw okay, yeah, we saw Ron Ortiz Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw, what was the other one we saw? It was right after Ron Ortiz.
It's Curtis Salgado.
Curtis Salgado, right?
Yes.
He was so good.
Yeah.
He was very, very good. And then we were listening to Taj Mahal.
Before then,
What
did we see? Lloyd Jones.
Oh, but thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, so Curtis Salgado and then Lloyd Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd Jones was really good, and he performed with Curtis Salgado on one of the last songs.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
That was really good.
That was a really fun set.
Wait a second. Lloyd Jones performed with Curtis Salgado?
Remember when he invited Curtis Salgado to finish off the set?
Oh, maybe he did, and I just like
yeah, and Curtis Salgado was on the other side of this, the other stage.
No. Hold on. Hold this.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, because I had it written down and I wrote it down from their website. So Curtis Salgado, okay, so after Ron Ortiz Jr., who is on the stage that we were near, Curtis Salgado performed on the large South stage. And then after him, Lloyd Jones performed at the stage where we were near. Right.
Yes. So and then he he invited Curtis Salgado to do a number with them.
Nice.
That was a fun set.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then the last act that we were looking at was we weren't close to the stage, was Taj Mahal.
And the Phantom Blues Band, but we could hear them. And Alana told me that counts as singing live.
Yes, it does.
What was interesting about that set, babes, one, the music was awesome, but two, I was surprised how many people left the area we were at during the Taj Mahal set.
I know.
Because I was expecting, because the South stage was going to be so crowded, that the area we were at was going to be packed with people. And there were a few people, but it really cleared out in that area.
The Phantom Blues Band performed the day after.
No, but they performed with Taj Mahal that night, too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He gave them the name.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because they performed on a couple albums with him. And I think he started calling them the Phantom Blues Band.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was the band that was performing. But he was really good. We even heard him on the way off of the bridge. And we even stopped to listen some more because we could hear it from where we were standing.
Let's clarify. We stayed there for a little over the first hour of Taj Mahal sets.
Yep.
And really enjoying the music. It was supposed to end around 10:15.
Yep.
So my thought is, let's leave around 10:05 so we can beat the rush of everybody leaving Blues Fest. Because I've been caught up in that before.
Yeah.
And it's not the worst thing in the world, but it takes forever to cross the Hawthorne Bridge.
Right.
You know what I mean. Not forever, but
it
takes a while.
It's a long
if you're crossing it with that many people.
Yeah.
Okay. We get onto the bridge and we stop and we listen to like the last two songs that Taj Mahal does. But first we don't hear Taj Mahal because of our position on the bridge. We hear the band, and I didn't write them down, but the band that was on the Crossroads stage. It might have actually been Hillstomp performing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I heard Hillstomp like before we got on the bridge.
Yeah.
But they were, but then you said that Adia Victoria was on the...
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Adia Victoria was. Okay, so let me make sure I have this straight.
I heard Hillstomp like before we actually...
When Curtis Salgado was performing on the South stage, that's when Hillstomp was on the Crossroads stage. And so we could kind of hear Hillstomp and Curtis at the same time, even though they weren't playing together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hear a little bit of Adia Victoria. We walk further along the bridge, and then we stop, and we hear the last two songs.
I actually did not hear her.
Taj Mahal.
I actually did not hear her on the bridge, but then you said you saw her or you heard her, and I didn't hear her.
Yes.
But it was good because we got to hear the last part of Taj Mahal's set a little bit.
I just said that.
I know.
You know.
I was reiterating it.
It was a good night.
It was an excellent night.
No crazy ladies. I didn't have to flip anybody off.
I was glad, and I'm like, I really hope we don't run into some crazies tonight because I'm not in the mood for that.
No. And that's one of the reasons I wanted you to get picked up from my place instead of downtown like we did the other year in 2019.
That is a good idea because I didn't know that and granted, we both didn't know what was going to happen at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah. And Rick doesn't take shit from people, so. I
know.
Yes.
I don't either.
Oh, good.
And I did not appreciate that. But that was a really good idea because we had a nice walk on the bridge. It was getting a little bit cold, but it wasn't too cold, and the weather was great. The only thing I didn't like was when the sun came out. There were times where it felt like it was in the 80s.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, it was like baking sun. It was like...
But it didn't last all that long.
No, it didn't. And then there was maybe... You said that you felt like maybe one raindrop.
Yeah, I felt one when we were walking back from the South stage from seeing Hillstomp to see La Ronda Still.
But for the most part, most of the time, the weather was just fantastic.
I liked it.
It was just the kind of weather that we had 3 years ago.
What time do you think was better? Our first time at Blues Festival as a couple or this time?
I personally think it was this time only because the extra added bonus of being back in public.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people there. I mean, there was I kind of wonder if there was more people there this year than 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm almost positive there was.
And I think it's just the added bonus of people are getting out. They want to go see concerts. There were no restrictions at all. And people were free to have their faces uncovered. And, I honestly think that the artists were happy to see people's faces again.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to entertain us, and we wanted to be entertained. And I thought this was an awesome festival this year.
It was great.
It was fantastic.
It was great.
Such a great time.
My feet were killing me.
Yeah, and I said, you really need to take care of your feet.
Yeah. Well, and again, the night before, I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to get through another day of this? But we made it work because you did bring the towel, so we were able to sit down. And normally I don't like sitting down when there's live music, But listen, I'm getting older. I almost said old.
You're not old yet.
I'm not old yet.
I'm not old yet either.
Thank you. So I had to like pace myself a little bit more.
I hope that you appreciate that I said you really have to do that, because
Yes.
I don't want you to get hurt. I also don't want you to damage your feet. Now you asked me, hey, do you want to go up really, really close to the stage? And I said no.
Yeah.
Because look, I love live music, but I really don't want to blast my eardrums out.
Oh.
And our ears are still good.
Yeah.
But I want to preserve my hearing for as long as I can have it.
Thank you.
And I remember, Bubs, when my dad was in his 20s, he used to blast the music so loud when his friends would come over.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, like maybe 4, 5, 6 years old. And my dad would be like blasting the music. And even I didn't like.
Well, yeah. And my dad did that too, but he had shitty taste in music. So it would be like all these like country songs.
Oh no, my dad had great music even back, great taste in music even back then.
Yeah.
And so he would listen to a lot of rock. And he was slowly introducing me to like stuff like James Taylor and Peaches and Herb, and that's why my taste in music is so eclectic.
Oh.
Because of my dad and my mom too, because they didn't listen to bad music.
Oh, babes, I remember one day.
Yeah.
I think this was over the summer. I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
And I think one of my dad's tweaker friends was over there because, my dad was into meth and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And before his friend left the place, he turned on it to some country music station.
Yeah.
And ramped the volume up to like full blast.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
Wow.
it like woke me up and I'm like, had to unplug the thing because I didn't know what I was doing. And
you had to unplug the thing?
I don't know if I had to unplug the thing. That was my first instinct.
And this was like in the morning?
Yeah, this is in the morning.
Wow.
Yes. But anyways, Blues Fest was great. And the next day, babes.
Yeah.
I was going to go a little bit later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But Jim Belushi.
Yep.
Was on Coin 6.
Uh-huh.
And Jim Belushi is a big fan of the Blues Festival. I've seen him there before.
Yeah.
And they'll have this thing they'll do where he goes to the Blues Festival where they'll say like, say hello to our new weatherman, Jim Belushi, and he'll do the weather.
Yeah.
So I kind of like watching that because it doesn't happen all the time and it's a little bit fun.
It's kind of fun, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm watching it around 1 and he's like, okay, so it's going to be very nice on the boats that are out on the waterfront.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be on those boats. I'm going to be on the South Stage performing with Curtis Salgado and the Phantom Blues Band at 3. And then he goes into this whole thing about the Phantom Blues Band has a new song for charity and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was originally thinking about maybe going there around 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But then I think to myself, this is probably the closest I'll get to seeing the Blues Brothers live.
And I have to say this before you go on.
Go on.
Is that I was very tired and I could feel the soreness in my calves and in my feet and my shoulders and everything because of the way that we were sitting and we were walking a lot too.
Oh.
And I took this, a couple naps and when I woke up officially, I woke up at 3 and you had just left me 2 messages. And the first one that I heard is I think you should listen to, K-Boo because, Jim Belushi is going to be there with, the Phantom Blues Band. So I think you should listen at 3. And then you told me that, you were going to leave in just a few minutes. I think you left a message about 1 something, right?
No, I probably left that message around 2 something because it was right before I left.
Okay. So, I get up at 3, I put on K-Boo, and sure enough, I didn't hear all of his intro, but I heard like most of it like towards the end of the intro. But the Phantom Blues Band was amazing.
So here's what you might have missed.
Yeah.
Jim Belushi gave, I don't know how long it actually was, but it felt like a 10-minute intro.
Right, okay.
Listen, I'm a fan. But he did kind of ramble a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
People can ramble if they want.
Yeah, and he is a famous dude.
Yeah.
But one of the cool things he said was, for the most part, the Phantom Blues Band is the backing band for the Blues Brothers when him and Dan Aykroyd do live shows.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know.
That's pretty cool.
And which is kind of cool. And the other thing is, some of the people in the Phantom Blues Band have performed with various other artists, and one of them is like Jimi Hendrix.
That's pretty
So
cool.
they've been around for a minute.
Wow.
It was super cool. He only did, I think, one song with them, but it was them, Jim Belushi, and Curtis Salgado, which is super, super cool.
So I don't know if I heard that or not, because I had to, sometimes when they broadcast it, they're not close to the stage.
Yeah, this was near the end of their set.
Yeah, and I couldn't, I think I missed it because I had to kind of listen. I was trying to listen to it because sometimes it doesn't come out clear, and I have to turn the volume up. So I think I might have missed the song.
Oh.
I might have heard it, but I didn't know that Jim Belushi was performing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Now, I got there a little bit early, so I heard the last part of the set from Toby Lee and Timothy James.
Yeah.
And that was good.
Yeah.
Then I heard Lisa Mann, Karen Lovely, Ben Rice, and David Milan, I think.
Oh, wow.
That was cool. Did you listen to that?
I did not, but did Lisa Mann perform at 4?
Yes.
Who was the one? But I did hear at 5 o'clock. I heard Fema Kuti with his band,
who is the son of Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
And Fela Kuti is an artist, I think died in 97. And I just started listening to his music within the last year or two.
and he was from Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yes, yeah,
And the Fela Kuti is really, really good.
yeah.
I think you're starting to dig his stuff too.
I think so. Yeah, and Fema Kuti sounded somewhat like his dad, but he also had his own style.
He was really good, and his sister was there too.
Oh well.
It's spelled Made Kuti, but I don't think that's how it's pronounced. Because
maybe
Made Kuti. Something like that. But it was mainly Fema Kuti's set. I feel really good about it. There's just one thing that I wish maybe I would have done differently.
Yeah.
So I get to the stage, babes.
Uh-huh.
And it's the south stage, which, it has that incline and all that stuff.
Doing.
And at one point, this lady's like, you can come up near the fence. And I'm like, no, I'm good. But then more and more people started coming. So within 5 minutes, I'm up near that fence.
Uh-huh.
And I'm there for the rest of the show. And she's like right next to me. I meant to say something, but I didn't. And then the show ended. And I had to quickly run to the next show.
Yeah.
So I didn't even acknowledge, because I was planning to say, it turns out that's a good spot to be anyway. So she might have just thought I was crazy or being an asshole. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, maybe she probably didn't think that you were crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe she just thought, okay, maybe he doesn't want to do that now.
Or yeah, he rethought it.
Maybe he rethought it. But it didn't matter because you ended up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you should feel too bad about it.
Before I called you about Jim Belushi,
Yeah.
I left you another message.
Yep.
Saying that Judith Hill,
Yeah.
I done some research on her, and she had performed with Michael Jackson, and I know you're a fan of his.
Yeah.
And apparently she's in that documentary, This Is It, that came out after he died.
Right.
That's what it said on her Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it.
And so I listened at 6.
Yeah, because I said, and she might tell some story about Michael Jackson. And
She
the
did
kids.
not, though.
She did not.
No, she did not. But she was really, really good.
She's amazing.
I really liked her set, and her voice was. I mean, she has an amazing voice, and I understand why people would pick her as a background singer. She's really good.
The thing I love about Blues Festival, or one of the things, is that it makes you fans of people who you don't know about when you go into the festival gates.
Yep.
I'm going to be listening to Judith Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And so many other artists that I heard this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to revisit Grace Potter or Galactic, who I saw on the first day.
Galactic was amazing. And I didn't hear them live.
You were listening to K-Boo.
But I was listening to K-Boo, but you told me that the vocalist who was singing with them wasn't even a part of the band, right?
They're instrumental band, and occasionally they'll have a vocalist featured on some of their songs.
Yeah, so she was good.
I'm assuming that she knows the band before she went on tour with them.
I would hope so.
But yeah, she was really good.
She was amazing. I tried to find LaRonda Steele on my dot.
Yeah.
But I could only find one song.
I know. She needs to put out more recordings.
Yeah.
You can find her daughter, though, although it's only a couple of songs from Low Steel.
Yeah. I hope eventually, when they're pretty well known in the community, but it would be good if they put out more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but Judith Hill was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed all the sets that I heard when I was home.
Grace Potter was good. You didn't get to hear it because apparently K-Boo had some legal issues broadcasting her set.
Oh, wow.
That's my assumption on why they didn't broadcast it. I don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But she also started it a little bit late.
Was it at 9?
Well, it was supposed to start at 9. I think it was more like 9:10 or 9:15.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because one of the guys from the Coin 6 morning show was just like vamping, and he says, I got to keep vamping. They're not ready yet. And at one point, he's like, does anybody here know stand-up comedy? Because I'm bombing up here. So I only stayed for the first half of her set because my legs were killing me. Oh. But I'm going to be listening to more of her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of, because you haven't, you're just getting used to being out too and walking a lot. And for sure, I need to exercise my legs too.
Oh.
So I just realized after the Blues Fest how a little bit out of shape I am in, and I need to start jumping a little bit more.
Oh.
Getting on my trampoline.
Oh, that reminds me, babes.
What's that?
It was kind of fun how Hill Stomp did a partial cover of Jump Around.
That was fun.
Yeah, they only did the first verse, though, and then they switched to another song.
I thought it was even funnier, too, when, because in one of their songs, like, the guy was like, my wife died on Friday, and we started clapping, and he's like, did you just applaud when I said my wife died on Friday? And then his next line was, and on Saturday she was buried.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier because his wife is still alive.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
I did too. I wish they would have done the entire thing of Jump Around.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to hear about John McEnroe. I'll serve the ass like John McEnroe. Your girl steps up, I'm stepping the hoe. That's in the song, babes.
I think they probably edited it for the radio, but.
Uh-oh. Did they?
I don't know. I don't remember that line, but. What do I know?
Okay.
But
what else?
We know that Tatum O'Neal had a very bad relationship with John McEnroe. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But no.
She helped write the song.
Did she?
No, I don't know.
She didn't?
I don't know. Sorry, just keep going.
Oh my goodness.
It was a great show. Great weekend of performances.
Yeah. Very, very cool. An awesome way to kick off the month. I have a feeling that I'm going to see more concerts this year than I have in 3 years.
Well, you already have, technically.
Technically, yes, I have. Yeah.
Yes.
We saw a big one in June.
Yep.
We saw the Blues Fest just this last week.
We want to see other stuff. We're going to Noon Tunes next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Roots. You're not going, but I am, and we'll see other stuff together.
Yeah, I would go, but it's just ridiculously expensive.
I hear you with that one. Oh. We had a good weekend, but there have been more mass shootings. And this Robert Primo dude.
Robert Primo Jr.
Primo. Why do I keep calling him Robert Creepo?
Because you call him that because you made that one up, bub.
Did I? I thought I heard them say that on the
No,
news.
it's Primo Jr. Okay, so this is something that I'm really... somebody was talking about it last night on their show. And he was saying that his father was interviewed.
Yep.
And his father was trying to make it sound like he didn't know anything about what his son was going to do.
I want to add some more context to this. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
They were talking about this on Breaking Points.
Yeah.
So apparently the police had been called to their house back in 2019 twice.
That's correct, yep.
And the first time was apparently this kid said that he was going to kill a whole bunch of people.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what happened with that, but the second time they're called, he said he was going to kill himself, and he had all these knives.
Yep,
and
they took the knives away too.
And well, no, they didn't. The dad covered for them. He said, these are actually my knives. These aren't my son's knives.
I thought they took them away.
That's not what they said on Breaking Points.
Okay.
Maybe they got that wrong. But here's where things get a little bit cray.
Yeah.
In the state that he lives in, if you're under a certain age, you need somebody to co-sign with you when you get guns.
Yep.
And the person who co-signed with him was his dad.
I know, and also too, I don't know if you knew this, but he ran for mayor in his state in 2018.
Oh, I didn't know that. The dad did.
No, he did. Robert Primo Jr.
Okay.
Yeah. So
wow.
I think by that time he was close to being 18, I guess.
Yeah.
Because right now he's 21.
Wow.
But to say now this is really upsetting to me because it wasn't just the Ethan Crumley thing.
Yep.
Now it's the Robert Primo Jr. thing, and I think he was an aspiring rapper.
He was.
And there were some videos with him where he is pretending like he's going to shoot up a classroom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
but it doesn't
really disturbing.
Yeah.
And he was on the police's radar. And for his dad to say that he didn't know anything about that I honestly think his dad should have been arrested too.
Oh, good, because I know sometimes we disagree about that.
No, he should have been. He should have been in trouble because he knew about this.
Okay, so we are on the same page with that. His dad should also get the death penalty.
The death penalty, no.
Oh.
I think he should be arrested, but he never killed anybody. I do think that his son should have gotten the death penalty.
Should the dad at least get life in prison?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I prefer the death penalty, but I'll settle for life in prison.
Well, he would have to actually kill somebody.
No, but those people wouldn't have died if it wasn't for his dad.
Well, it wasn't for him. I mean, he made the choice to do it.
He made the choice to do it, but his dad enabled him.
His dad enabled him, but anyway, I think he should at least have life in prison.
Okay. I can live with life in prison for the dad and death penalty for the son. I'm not the judge in this case.
No, you're not the judge, so you can't really,
Yeah.
you can't really make any judgments.
It don't really matter what Rick can live with. But the tragic thing, babes, and you probably saw this. There's that 2-year-old and Robert Primo killed both of his parents.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And they found him there next to his dad who's just like bleeding out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is so disturbing. I can't believe, I just don't understand. I just cannot imagine myself being next to someone that I love who's bleeding out and not do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 2, obviously.
Not when you're 2, you don't know what to do because you're just a little baby.
Yeah, this is why we need those, was it the red flag laws?
No, I don't think that's going to work.
So don't those, why not? Why can't we try?
Because, I mean, that isn't just for crazy people that shouldn't have guns, but then they're also not thinking about responsible gun owners, and it's not the responsible gun owners that are shooting at places. It is actually people that were not supposed to have guns. I think we should look more at what kind of a family like this not the whole gun thing, because it doesn't really have anything to do with guns, I don't think. I think we should look at not just the mental state of these people, but what kind of home life do they have? Do they have a father in the home? And most likely, if a man doesn't have a father in the home, he's more likely to end up in jail.
Right, but this guy did have a father in his home.
I understand that, but we don't just have to look at that. But there's other things, like, is he taking medication?
Yeah.
Has he had instances of suicidal ideation? Has he been in trouble with the law? And it sounds like Robert Primo Jr. was before this.
So if I understand it correctly, you also don't think that this guy should have been allowed to buy a gun?
Not at all.
Oh, good.
No, because he was already on the police's radar.
Yeah, but that's what a red flag law is, isn't it?
It's not.
What is a red flag law?
To me, what it sounds like, the red flag law almost sounds like a no tolerance law, and I'm not a person for that is for zero tolerance policies.
I'm not a zero tolerance policy person, but with guns, I'm a low tolerance policy person. If that makes any sense.
No, to me, the red flag laws sound good on paper as far as the name of that law, but it sounds to me like it's a zero tolerance policy law, and it means that everyone who has a gun is now a target. And it's not just the people that shouldn't have guns. It's also the people that have guns and are not shooting people.
Okay, we disagree on the interpretation, but it sounds like you do agree that if somebody threatens to kill a whole bunch of people on Facebook, they should not have gun rights.
Of course not.
Good.
Of course not. I think we should also look at these people's social media pages, because now that's on the map already. It's on the map. There's a lot of things that go into it, and I really think it has nothing to do with the gun. I think it has everything to do with the person and their mental function.
And public execution for Robert Primo.
Oh.
And we make the dad do it.
Oh.
Or else he gets executed.
Oh.
What do you think about that, Paige? Whoa. Public execution and the dad has to kill him.
Where we're not living in the Middle Ages where people are hung in the town square.
The dad has to hang Robert Primo.
Primo Jr. No, Buzz. We're not living in the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages.
So that's a step too far then.
That's a little bit too far.
Okay.
I don't really like the idea of hangings in the public town square.
Oh.
We're not living in those times.
We do a reverse. We have Robert Primo's dad hang Ethan Crumley, and Ethan Crumley's mom hang Robert Primo on the same day.
It's Primo, Bubs.
Primo
Jr.
And we broadcast it on YouTube. And on their Facebook pages.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's a little bit of a weird modern spin on the whole thing.
I told you that my aunt seen public executions.
That's gotta be really...
lived in the Middle East back in the 70s.
And she was required to do it?
Well, okay, so her first husband was an engineer.
Yeah.
And I think they traveled all around the Middle East back in the day. And they were in like Iran and like Libya.
Wow.
And she said to me that it was mandatory that you would have to go to a public execution.
That's insane. That is so insane. And it sounds really traumatizing.
My mom might have seen this too because she was in the Middle East during that time.
That is horrible. That is so traumatizing. I don't know how that would not traumatize anybody. I just can't imagine it. I just can't imagine being around somebody who dies like that.
So I'm obviously for the death penalty.
I am.
And yes, I do believe that we need to 100% make sure that we're killing the right people. We gotta change the way it's done in this country.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the way it's being done right now, but am I for the death penalty overall? Yes. Now, there's a part of me that says we absolutely got to do it in public and set an example.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be honest, that part of me is kind of like the 12-year-old uneducated boy part of me. And the adult liberal part of me who's read more and who understands human emotion says, but if we are going to do executions as a society, then maybe we should be more humane about it. And we don't necessarily have to torture people, and we don't necessarily have to do it in the public square.
No, because that used to happen in the time of the Puritans.
Because what does that say about us?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to say somebody no longer deserves to live because of their crime.
Yeah.
But what does it say about us as a people if we say, yeah, and we got to torture them as we're sending them out of this existence? Like maybe we're better than just torturing somebody before they
Yeah, I mean, that happens still in Middle Eastern countries, I would imagine. But in our country, I think that those types of things should be private. And if people attend, they attend. But I don't think it needs to be advertised, or I for sure don't want anyone to be required to go to one.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't go to one. That sounds... I just don't know. I could be very, very traumatized by that. Now, having said that, I told you about this brother and sister who were traumatized because their parents were killed.
Yeah.
And the daughter was raped by one of the people that was a part of the killing of the parents. So I think it was like one guy, I forgot how many people did this. I think one guy killed the parents and the other one raped the girl.
Wow.
The sister. And they said, and they were from a Christian family. They said, and I think their father was a pastor. They said that they wanted to go to the execution of the man that killed the parents.
Yeah.
And I can understand why.
I could see that.
But I don't think, for me, I don't think I would be able to go to an execution of somebody who killed one of my siblings or one of my family members.
It's a very complicated thing. And there's a difference between the victims choosing to see that versus the general public being forced to watch it.
Yeah.
And also, it gets into a weird thing to where if somebody raped and killed a whole bunch of people, again, my instinct is to say, fuck yeah, get them off of the planet. And I want to cheer as they're being killed. But is that like the greater part of me or the part that strives to be a better person? No. So should I can acknowledge that I want that, but that doesn't mean that I should necessarily lower myself to have that type of mindset all the time.
And you asked the question, well, how would that make us as a society if we are cheering for the suffering of people when they're dying,
even if they did something horrible.
And now it's when they are executed, it's still a horrible way that they're executed, but it's private.
Mm-hmm.
It's only for the people that choose to see that. But even then, I don't really want to see that.
I know Phil Donahue said that one of the things that he never got to do as a broadcaster is have a live execution and broadcast it. Because Phil Donahue is like super, super lib and he's anti-death penalty.
Yeah.
But his theory was, and I disagree with it, but I think it came from a good place.
Yeah.
But his thought was, if you broadcast a live execution, so many people would be turned off by it that it would lead eventually to outlawing the death penalty in this country.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think about that, but other countries would not outlaw that.
Yeah.
Other countries would not outlaw that. And you think about what rights are being taken away for women in those countries, and how women had been reduced to, they can't have jobs. They can't be alone with men, right?
Yeah.
Or if they, or if they are alone with men, they can't be anybody but their husband.
It's crazy in some places.
It is very crazy. I still can't believe, because I told you about, I don't know if I mentioned it here. I might have. But I told you about this one girl I knew for a brief time whose mom moved all the way to Saudi Arabia, of all places. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, why would a person from America who has as much rights as she, who has a lot of rights as a woman, move to another country who has who has very, very little rights for women?
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, she doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
I think she had a job there, but I'm thinking, I don't.
I've also heard that with Middle Eastern countries, there's a little bit more leeway with women who go there for work who are Americans. So, like, if you're a teacher going there and you're a woman, it's not like you have the rights that you have here, but you have more rights than the average citizen from some of these countries. So I don't know her particular situation, the lady you're talking about.
I did hear that Filipinos who go to Saudi Arabia to become maids, and I don't know if it's just like Filipinos from the Philippines or Filipino Americans. There, a lot of times they end up being beaten by their bosses. By their the people that hire them. So, at least that's what I heard from one of my ex landlords.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's horrible.
That is horrible.
That is really horrible.
Yes.
So they do treat. I just heard some horror stories about how they they treat women so inhumanely in those countries.
Wow.
Right.
Well, so no public execution for Robert Primo.
Robert Primo Jr.
Robert Primo Jr.
Yes.
But his dad should be arrested and sentenced to life in prison.
Something to that effect, yes. Because he was a co-conspirator.
Yes. Very good.
He knew about it.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more stuff like that.
I mean, the Ethan Crumley thing was so disturbing that both of his parents, it wasn't like one of his parents, both of them knew about this, and they still made sure that he got a gun. And
they were like texting back jokes with them back and forth about shooting up people like the day of.
I'm like, what is wrong with these? I mean, what is wrong with these parents?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Now, I know that we both disagree that there are people that commit crimes that actually come from good families, even though they've made those choices. I know we kind of disagree on that.
We disagree on that.
We disagree on that.
I mean, there's obviously black and white, but for the most part, I think, and we're talking about the specific crime of like a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these two crimes with Ethan Crumley and I think his name is Peyton Gendron, the guy that was from Buffalo, New York, who shot 10 people at the grocery store.
I don't know his name, but you could be right.
I don't know what the deal with his parents was, but he was also on the radar of, I can't remember if it was the police or the FBI. And they knew that something was wrong. And I think that his school tried to do something about it, or at least sent him to like the nurse, the psychologist or something. Like
if you're on a watch list, you should also be on some like no buy list, so you can't get any guns. And anybody who sells them to you goes to jail.
I also think that they need to have like a psychological evaluation
before you buy a gun.
No. Like if they notice something that isn't right, and they're like, for example, if it's a kid in school, right?
Yeah.
And they notice that there's something wrong because of the things that he wrote about or the drawings.
I agree.
I think that he needs to go see a psychologist or some kind of therapist, because you don't want that kind of kid in your classroom. You don't know what's going to happen. And if other kids are saying that, oh, this kid's a loner, this kid was harassing me, this kid made some joke about killing people, I think that they should be listened to a little bit more, because
absolutely.
Because with the Nicholas Cruz, right? A lot of kids were saying some things about him.
Yeah.
And he had a Facebook page, and a lot of people will say whatever on Facebook, but that had to already tipped the FBI off, and he was also on their radar. So it really makes me upset when I hear about these shootings and they were already on the radar. And it wasn't like, nobody knew about it.
Exactly.
Nobody knew about his troubles.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm sure it's going to come out in, I'm sure it's going to all come out in the wash eventually.
They were saying on Breaking Points, and again, who knows if this is going to happen, but they were saying that it'd be interesting, and I hope I'm getting this right, if the families of the people who were killed started suing the dad and filing like wrongful death lawsuits against him.
That might happen. I don't know.
That might happen.
I think that there should be something happening, because knew about this, and I think that's why people are so up in arms about it, is because he
enabled it.
He totally enabled it. It's like, why would you do that when you know your son has been in trouble and they've come to your house?
Yeah.
I just, that is something that really makes me angry, and these parents should be held accountable if they knew about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and I hope this kid faces at least life in prison.
I hope the death penalty.
But he may not get the death penalty. I don't know, because I know states are different about that.
Yeah.
But if he at least gets life in prison, his father should also be in trouble for that.
I mean, personally, I think they should both get the death penalty, but you already know that.
I don't know about the mom, if she knows about this.
I don't know. I haven't really heard a lot about the mom. But
yeah.
at least the dad should get the death penalty. And so should the son. Which reminds me, babes, I almost called you books.
Okay. Go on.
Earlier this week, I read a book by Truman Capote called In Cold Blood.
Yes.
And I've heard about this book for decades, but I never read it before this week. Mm-hmm. It was really, really good. It's, you know the story, right?
Yes. These, was it 2 killers?
Yeah, they kill like 4 members of this family in the Midwest, I want to say.
Horrible.
And then they go on the run. Eventually, they get caught. And
was it a random killing?
Kind of. They didn't really know the family, but one of them was in jail with somebody, and the guy had worked on on a farm 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
Told them about it, and then the guy gets released from jail, hooks up with a friend of his, and they go to that farm and kill the husband who owned the farm, his wife, and 2 of his kids.
So sad.
Yeah. It's a crazy, crazy book, but it's really, really good.
Did I tell you one time, I don't think I've told you the story, but I was taking a lifespan development class in college. I thought it was really interesting. And there was the section of the class that we were talking about was death. And there was a really disturbing story that my professor said, that there was somebody who showed up at a family's door and they wanted food. And they let the person in and they killed the entire family. And
this was somebody who your professor knew?
No.
Okay.
No, this was a story. I forgot where she heard it from. And it was a really, really sad story. And it's a tragic death. And she was talking about like, ideally, some people wish that they would just die in their sleep and things like that. But some people die horribly, like there was one story, and she told a story about the family that was murdered. I'm like, wow, that's so sad.
I will tell you this, and this goes back to more like shootings and random stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was a little bit nervous going to the Blues Fest this year because in my mind, now this was before your buddy Robert Primo did the shooting.
He's not my buddy. I don't know him.
But this was only a couple of days before. But I went back in my mind to thinking about that Las Vegas massacre a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, and Mandalay Bay Hotel.
Yeah, somebody was staying at the hotel and shot up this place from across the street.
That was insane.
And I was thinking to myself at Blues Fest, I hope something like that doesn't happen here. Because that would be so tragic.
I think was there security?
There was, but in the Mandalay Bay thing, he wasn't at the actual venue. He was like across the street, I believe. And he was aiming down from his hotel room. And I think it came out that the dude was like a millionaire. Like he wasn't even some broke ass person. He was like super rich and just decided to do it.
What was really sad was this lady got married to this guy. And when that happened, he was dancing with his wife.
Yeah.
And he was a really big guy. So he was protecting her. And he ended up getting shot and dying while he was protecting this.
Just like some random dude came into their wedding?
No. This was at the concert.
Oh, wow.
He was one of the people that died. And I felt so bad for her because They were having a good time and dancing, and he had his arms around his wife, and that idiot just shot one of the shots that he shot. One of the bullets that he shot hit him, and it was really sad to hear about that.
I don't think you should ever kill a person. The exception being if it's like self-defense. If you're defending yourself or somebody is in immediate danger, then I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should kill anybody, though, in general.
Yeah.
But I think it takes on another level of just you're a horrible human being if you randomly decide to kill strangers.
Did you hear that story about Takia? Was it Brian, I think? Takia Brian?
No.
So she got shot because, and I think you would agree with this. So I don't know if you've heard the story, but
I don't think so.
She was going to stab her friend. She was going to stab this, I think it was not her friend, but it was this girl.
Wow.
The police was there because she was about ready to stab her friend and kill her.
Yeah.
And even though she was a young lady, they had to get that girl out of danger because if they didn't shoot her, she would have killed the girl.
No. Listen, the only time violence, I think, is justified is when you're trying to protect somebody else or yourself.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I get it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're trying to protect somebody else and the only way you can do it is use violence, like it's a sad thing.
It is very
and
sad.
You never want to be in that position. But if that's all you can do in the moment, that's justifiable to me. I get that.
Yeah, and I think that people are realizing that if somebody is trying to protect their family, they should not be convicted of murdering
of course
that
not.
person, because if they're seriously trying to protect themselves and the family, like I've heard really interesting stories about grannies getting their gun and shooting somebody and either to get them off of the property or to shoot them and they ended up shooting them dead.
Yeah.
And I said, and I'm thinking to myself, well, wow, what a woman to have the wherewithal to get her gun and protect her house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm glad that we're on the same page with that, because some people would say, not all, but some people would say, oh, they should have, they killed somebody. I'm like, yeah.
No. I'm anti-violence, but that take is a little bit too far. Sometimes you do have to defend yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
That's true.
We said a lot today there, Jaylo.
Yeah, so the Blues Festival went off very well. It was a hit for both of us.
Nobody died.
Everybody had a great time.
I don't know if everybody had a great time, but we had a great time.
Maybe not everybody had a great time, but we did have a good. Every artist that we saw was very engaging with the audience.
Everybody came to play.
Yeah, everybody showed up.
There were no slouches performing that we saw.
No, not at all.
Yes.
Didn't you say there was? Oh, I asked you that question. That band that used to play, I forgot what they're called. The one who you said that was probably not really a good band.
You talking about the disabled band?
Yeah. Do they play every year? Do they play every year?
I don't know if they played every year, but they were there at least 2 times, maybe 3 that I went to the Blues Festival.
Wow.
I think they were called something like Guided by Music.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't my thing.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't my thing.
Did they at least were they engaging to the audience, or were they kind of like...
They didn't engage me. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
It felt a little bit too hokey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But that's just me.
Why do you think that they felt a little hokey?
They're playing off... to me, it felt like they were playing too much off the fact that they're disabled.
Well, what would you say about the collective you were in then?
We never played the Blues Fest.
Well, I know that, but I mean, I guess it's a different situation.
If we had played the Blues Fest and we're like, oh, I'm blind, then, that's a different thing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever. I understand, babes.
Yes.
That tomorrow you want to be the one who brings up the subjects.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
We're gonna switch it around because you ask a lot of questions, and I think I hope that I can do it justice, but I'll have to think of some questions.
Yes, you will. Today we're doing Little Jaylo Speaks the Blues.
Yeah.
And tomorrow will be the Little Jaylo All Stars, maybe. I don't know if we're gonna call
All
it
Stars
or the Little Jaylo Review.
something like that.
Yeah. We'll make it work.
Has anybody ever asked you recently why my last name is in a lot of our episode titles?
Not recently. People do ask me why I call you Jaylo.
Do they laugh at the reason?
Sometimes they do. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, funny that you should mention it because I had an appointment on Tuesday.
I remember that.
And
we got together for Mexican food before the appointment.
We did. And the driver who dropped me off at my place, the last thing she said before she left was, "Bye, Jaylo."
Nice.
And I had an online instructor who would refer to me as Jaylo, and I thought, oh, geez, what? This whole Jennifer Lopez thing is just ridiculous already. And then some people will have looked at me in the past, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you really look like her." I'm like, "No, I don't.
Oh,
I do not.
oh.
You're just saying that just to make me sound, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's like, I know I don't look like Jaylo. I know I can't see what she looks like, but I doubt that I look like her."
Yeah. You know what just popped into my mind, babes? And I'm sorry, I know this is a bit of a non sequitur.
Yeah.
Do you remember during Blues Fest where LaRonda's on stage and I think her kids left because they didn't know the set list, and then they come back on and she's like, "Y'all want to take turns helping me whip them?" Did she say it quite like that?
No, I don't remember her saying that, but I remember she said, "Okay, I'm gonna have the girls take a break."
Okay. I thought she said something like that, but maybe I'm just remembering it wrong.
I don't know, but I mean, I love how she harmonizes with her girls.
Yeah.
And I love how she says some nice things about her husband.
Yes.
On stage. I mean, they're just a very talented family altogether.
They are. Oh, yeah. You were nice enough to take me out to Burgerville.
That's okay. I gotta tell the story because I thought it was hilarious.
Go ahead.
We are done at the Mexican place that we love to go to quite a bit. We've been going there quite a bit, and Rick is like, "Okay, I just thought of something." I said, "What is that?" He said, "Okay, we're absolutely not going to do this, but if you really want to, we can walk all the way to, we could walk to Burgerville," and it wasn't actually that far. It was like 10 minutes away. Mm-hmm. "We can walk to Burgerville and get a shake if you want." And I'm thinking, well, I have a time constraint. But I said, "Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we get close to there and we'll check the time?" So we ended up walking 10 minutes to Burgerville. We had to kind of make some adjustments to our route because there was a bunch of construction and it was really annoying. We had to get around it. But we got there. I bought us a hazelnut chocolate shake, and that was really good, actually.
Yeah. And I didn't want to get a milkshake, but...
Yes, you did.
Did I?
I just said you were the one who said...
Yeah, I said we're absolutely not going to do this.
He manipulated it and said that, "Oh, I don't want to go, but if you want to go," which is code for "I really want to go and I want you to go with me."
Oh my.
I know you, bub.
Oh, I still love you, babes.
You have a way of making me want to, go to a certain restaurant.
Thank you, Jaylo.
But the shake was really good. Yes. My appointment went well, and overall, this has been a really good week. So, yeah. And when I was home for the 4th of July, there was a fireworks display outside my window, and people were watching it, and they're having a good time. I thought it was really
even though they're kind of illegal right now in Oregon, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's funny because when I was a kid in Hawaii, certain fireworks were illegal, but they were able to get some.
Nice.
I mean, there was always a really good fireworks display at my cousin's house, And it was always fun to go there for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we're good, babes.
They always had really good fireworks.
Yes.
Yes. Pretty cool.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Well, babes, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, but I think I'm gonna go and take another one.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind.
I do, but I love you. I'll probably be doing the same thing.
Oh.
Yes. But I would prefer if you just, while I'm sleeping, if you just stay awake and watch over me, so.
No, well, I can't watch over you.
Oh, okay. What is? All right, babes.
Oh my goodness.
Give me a kiss. What?
You stop it.
Stop what?
No patting.
No patting the butt?
No.
All right,
No.
okay. All right, babes, anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. It is going to be a nice weekend, but it is going to be hot on Monday.
Yeah. We'll make it work.
We will make it work. Anyway, we'll have to talk about what happens on Tuesday, but
Sounds good, babes.
anyway, that is all.
And our next episode, Alana will take the driver's seat.
I hope I do. I hope I do it justice.
I do too. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, babes.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.